Hey everyone, thank you for being here. Dawn Burgess Tarot, here with your bonus May reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and so on. So yeah, we can go ahead and get started. So we're starting with the Knight of Swords, and this Knight of Swords, it does kind of speak about, having a burst of energy. It can be about, it can be about not necessarily having a clear direction on what it is you want to do specifically, being maybe a little bit confused, and then considering that this Two of Swords popped out when I was shuffling, that very well may be the case. For some people, they may be lacking a certain energy, like it's something that they want to do but don't know where to start, or feel like it may be something that's a little over their head. For others, they may have the energy for it, but they're just a little confused and don't really know how to channel it or what specifically it is they want to do. Like they're still trying to find themselves in some way. This Devil card, so in the placement that it's in, which is like this is the area regarding what may be hidden or what it is that Libra isn't fully tapped into or aware of. Like there may be something subconscious going on that is I'm not gonna say, well, it may be blocking your progress a little bit. Like for example, like if you have family or friends that in the past haven't been loyal, that you couldn't trust, it may have made you a little bit jaded or closed off. You know what I mean? And by being jaded or closed off, there could be someone in your parameters that is on your spiritual journey or is meant to be on your spiritual journey with you, but it's like you're missing it because you're not really open to others. Um, this Devil energy in this particular deck, it also speaks about kind of going against what is considered like social norms. It's about being your own thing, doing your own thing outside of what is common. And for some people, yeah, there is a little bit. Okay, so let me not get ahead of myself because I start forgetting and getting confused when I get ahead of myself. So let me just stay on track and we'll get there. So this King of Swords and the Eight of Cups beneath this Devil energy. The King of Swords is also it also can speak about being strong enough to let go of the past, like not being held back by the past. And with it, and since it's by the Eight of Cups, that's the energy I'm getting because it's Eight of Cups. It's it is about finding your fulfillment and finding your happiness. It is about kind of re-entering a certain subsect of society, like your tribe, your a group of people that you can share with or work with or do something with, that makes you happy. So yeah, this Devil energy in this deck also speaks about a creative burst of energy. So there may be someone who is sitting on a good idea, someone that is sitting on a dream that they may feel is far-fetched, or they may feel is again over their head, or something that isn't achievable. But something that I got from this particular deck, I think it was, what card was it for? I can't remember, but I wrote down this quote because it like really rang true to the tone of this message and this spread. It says, "Inclination of the heart correspond to the will of heaven." Let me say it again. Okay. Inclination of the heart corresponds to the will of heaven. So a lot of times, and of course, common sense is high vibe. I mean, it's high vibrational stuff. Of course, if you're out here thinking some crazy like murderous type stuff, that's not what it's speaking of. But I mean, as spiritual people, we know what that kind of entails. So I say that to say that I feel like our heart and our minds tells us what it is that we're supposed to do, but it's like the other part of us always tries to suppress it or counter it with like, well, with like that self-deprecating type of energy, self-defeating type of energy, or like, oh, that's ridiculous, or just, it's just something that we just continue to romanticize as this ridiculous thing that'll never happen. But I'm feeling for someone that they may be feeling this lack of energy because they're on a path that's not theirs. They're dealing with someone that's not theirs. They're doing work that's not, that wasn't meant for them to be doing, or something like that. But as we move on to the placement of how Libra should be focusing their time, energy, and efforts. We have the Hierophant, and it's clarified by the Strength. It's clarified by the Hierophant again, as well as the Ace of Swords. So, yeah. So we have the Hierophant twice in one placement. For some people, this is about like if someone is okay. First of all, if you're feeling like just really physically drained, then there may be someone who like needs to get like medical help. It may be something like with levels, iron levels, and maybe that's why. Because yesterday I went to this place. I was donating blood, and my iron, it was lower than it usually has been in the past. I have children. I've never had like to take iron pills or anything like that. So I'm like, that's weird that my iron is low. So maybe that's, for someone, maybe that happens, so I can pass that on, to get your iron levels checked, because that can, have an effect. Or it could be something else, nothing major, just something. But for other people, this Hierophant, it is about wanting to be a part of a particular organization. Like there may be, I'm just thinking, I'm not good at thinking of on the spot analogy, so this is just a random scenario. But like, let's say there's like you're interested in acting, like I know in my city, I live in Atlanta, so there are a lot of like little playhouses and theater groups and auditions, for like little community theaters and stuff, something like that. Like, don't just let things fall to the wayside. Like, there's something that you can be doing to lend to your dream, because again, this devil in this deck, it is about going against what social norms. So there may be someone who wants to do something, more creative or more interesting, and but they feel like they don't know where to start, but we're in the land, it's 2023, information is right there at our fingertips. And there's also someone who needs to focus on mental health. Like there may be someone who may not be doing, or like there may be, okay, for example, this is just another example, like if someone is working, just say a regular 9 to 5 in an office, and they aren't like meeting goals, like they aren't, you know doing anything to make themselves stand out, or they're just not getting ahead. Sometimes we fail in certain things that again are not made for us. And there may be someone who may be who are dealing with certain mental health issues that make it difficult for them to like blend in to the paradigm of what we have accepted as being societally. Okay, wait, let me start that whole thing over. Okay, there may be something within someone that makes it difficult for them to do what is considered typical or standard. Wow, that sun is coming out. Hopefully the picture doesn't get too fuzzy. It was pretty though. It was cloudy, and then all of a sudden it got bright. I feel like that's telling me, yeah, you're right. Like I feel like spirit just gave me like a pat on the back just then. I can't explain what I just felt. Then I saw like these little birds outside, their shadows and stuff. But okay. So where was I at? So medical help, being a part of an organization, and it's, again, it doesn't have to be a spiritual organization. Like I was talking about that theater group scenario, like it's something that will be spiritually fulfilling to you. It's something, because it is, it's saying like this is what the area you should be focused on. And for this Ace of Swords to pop out or to come out in this placement, is saying that focusing on this is going to get you where you want to go. There could be, like, as far as a relationship is concerned, there is someone who needs to really work on like getting counseling or talking to someone as a unit or a duo, because as we progress, well, I'll speak about that when we progress, but yeah, there needs to be some sort of counseling or something like that, because there may be someone who can be ideal, but there's some healing that has to take place as to not push the other person away. And it goes back to our past, like we were talking about. This could be letting go of the past, like trauma and relationships. What else was I gonna say? I feel like there could be someone facing an addiction, and that's because of the cards that I have coming up as well. So that Hierophant energy, I don't want to like toggle back and forth, but because I see that coming, there could be someone. This could be about getting help. Someone who is drinking kind of heavily. Of course, that's not for everyone either. But we have, dadgummit. Well, that was the Three of Pentacles that fell. I'm not going to reach down and get it because of my setup, but I'll get to that I'll just put that in my mind that the Three of Pentacles just fell, because that's one of your cards for like the characteristics for whomever this may be involving. But we have the World card. That's what's coming in. So whatever your heart's desires and actually puts effort into, and that brings me back to my initial quote, inclination of the heart corresponds to the will of heaven. So whatever you have your heart set on, that is what will, like, you will be successful in that. Whatever your true goal is, like, not what you're settling for, you know, like, not that little job that you really don't want to do, but you have to do because we need money to live and survive. But that thing that you, like, think about and dream about, and it may not be, you know, because you may have, like, these big grandioso type of idea, you know, like, images and visions, but it may be starting small. And I'm gonna keep going back to the same analogy because I can't think of any other ones, but the theater group, you know, you may think about, okay, you know, being like this big movie star, this big, you know, TV star, but it starts, you know, sometimes we have to start here, you know, and that will open doors for you down the line. So yeah, and this is indiscriminate to age, or, you know, you may have been like, okay, you may be like, well, I'm too old for this, or it's too late to start. None of that applies. We're all the same age. Okay, we are all the same age, I promise you. Like, it is, you know, think about people 100 years ago and where they all are at this point. So I'm telling you, society will mess you up. But that's the devil. That's like that negative energy. Like, that's just those seeds being planted, trying to ward off your happiness and your fulfillment. Like, that devil energy wants us to sit here and be miserable, and feeling the worst. But spirit is like, you know, you can't play me, devil. But yeah, the World card, clarified by this Five of Wands, and the Lovers card is saying that for some people, again, you have to be assertive and make a decision. Like, you can't be back and forth or like wishy-washy with it. Like, you have to be certain, you know what I mean? Like, this is mine, this is for me, this is what I'm going to invest my time in. And of course, if you're working and you have other obligations and responsibilities, of course you can't spend, you know, for some, now there may be some of us who do have that kind of time on their hands, but for others, you know, we can't, you know, commit 100% of the time. But definitely it's about setting a schedule, making it a priority, whatever this may be for you. For other people, this goes back to like that relationship I was speaking of. Like, for some people, there may be marriage definitely, you know, in the works, or the prospect of such with a person, but there is some sort of like petty conflict, because the Five of Wands is nothing drastic, it's nothing dramatic, it's something, you know, that is just like, okay, like, you shouldn't have little petty arguments every single day. Okay, like, sometimes it's okay, but there may be someone who needs an attitude adjustment, put it like that. Like, maybe there's someone, you know, I don't see anything gargantuan or just super toxic, but there may be someone, as I'm saying this, I'm feeling like there's someone who may take little shots at their mate or their partner, or, you know, or like if they have some sort of inclination or mistrust for their partner, like they try to like hurt them just on a whim because they feel like they're doing something behind the scenes that is hurting them, or they may just not, like, they may not trust this person because, again, their past has subjected them to relationships that were not built on trust, or that you thought you could trust someone but you couldn't, you know. They're what else? For some people, like, they may have their eye on someone and they're afraid to approach it. I'm feeling like, you know, if you have a crush on someone and you're kind of like quiet about it, I feel like you should take a step. I feel like you should take a step. You know, you should make the first move. Like, this could be a female who has a crush on a male, and because we've been taught, you know, women don't, you know, ask males out. You know, that's the man's job. You know, don't think like that. I'm feeling like you should shoot your shot. But yeah, as far as like characteristics and traits of whom this may be involving, of course there are only a few, and if many people, well, this, you know, I don't have many viewers yet, so that may not be the case, but just generally speaking, if many people should watch, obviously this isn't going to touch bases with everyone, but these are just a few. So for characteristics, we did get justice, so that could just be indicating Libra. Libra involved, but there could be someone like oh yeah, that was the drinking thing. Who is a heavy drinker who's trying to stop. They may struggle with it as expected. If addiction is heavy and it's not an overnight, situation as far as the healing process. So just be inspired. Get help, seek help if you want to, if you're ready. Okay, there could be someone who is a collector of some sort of item. Like, I don't know if people, well, I'm sure there's someone who does, like, a collector of stamps or coins or something, or like dolls or some sort of toy. Well, I won't say toy because I think collectors get kind of like ill about that word, but like collectibles of some kind, like some sort of something. Um, there could be someone who works in like a little shop. It may be like a family owned shop or like a smaller, like, like Starbucks or like the smoothie shop or like a little print shop, like something that's not a big establishment. Even if it is like a big brand, like the establishment itself is a little bit smaller. Alternately, it could be someone who works in like a grocery store like someone who wears an apron. You know what I mean? Like someone who wears an apron for their job. And or someone who's a waiter or a waitress, a server. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. And as far as signs, so in this particular, I'm gonna say, because I mean, of course, in the spread we have all different types of stuff. We have Scorpio, we have Libra again, we have Pisces, we have Taurus, we have Leo, we have Capricorn, we have a lot of different, Gemini. But as far as like the personality and characteristics, we got Aquarius, we got Cancer, and Libra and Capricorn. So Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, and did I say Aquarius? And Aquarius. Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, Aquarius. So they could be one of those signs or have those signs in the mix, their chart or whatever. But yeah. What else? What else? What else? Is there anything else I'm missing? I said the double energy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Inclination of the heart corresponds to the will of heaven. I think that'll be my title. And that's from I need to start putting my decks down. That's something I forget to do, but hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. It's the Vo Monde Express. VIEUX MONDE. So Vu Monde. Sounds fancy. But yeah, but that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully that made some kind of sense to someone, and hopefully that helped. Oh, sorry. Psych, not done yet. I forgot to pull my affirmation cards, my message cards. Give me 1 second. My heart is open. What can I do to open my heart a little more today? Who can I show more love to? That's what it says on the back. So again, this could be about, healing from the past, maybe being a little bit closed off lately, a little bit like hard or just like unapproachable or just in your own world or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's time to open up a little bit from what Spirit is saying anyways. Let's see what else. One more. I am courageous and will not be held back by fear. What do I need to do in moments of fear? How can I remind myself to stay grounded and focused on my goal? Ooh, I love when things align like that. I love when the message, just kind of comes full circle and makes sense. What do I need to do in moments of fear? How can I remind myself to stay grounded and focused on my goals? So focused on my goals, like no more wishy-washy, I'm thinking about it. I may do a little something and then it drops to the wayside for a couple months and I pick it back up and I do. It's about setting a clear goal, a clear plan, putting time aside. But yeah, hopefully enough people stuck around for that part, considering I went into my whole conclusion. But anyways, thank you guys for being here, Libra. I really, really, really appreciate it. And you guys have a great rest of your May. See you next time. Bye.